Welcome to the Veterinary Rehabilitation Podcast, where we aim to help fellow veterinary rehab therapists increase their knowledge and elevate their practice. I'm Megan Kelly.
And I'm Lloyd. Together, we bring you the latest insights, research, and information in the field of veterinary rehabilitation.
This podcast is brought to you by Onlinepethealth, a leading continuing education membership for veterinary rehabilitation therapists. With Onlinepethealth, you'll have access to a wide range of online resources to help you stay up to date with the latest techniques, advances, and trends in the industry.
Our podcast features in-depth conversations with leading experts in veterinary rehabilitation. They share their own experiences and knowledge to help you improve your practice. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out in the field, our goal is to provide you with the tools and the insights you need to succeed.
So join us as we explore the exciting world of veterinary rehabilitation and help you take your practice to the next level. Hey vet rehabbers, Happy New Year to you. I cannot believe it's 2024 already. We have got an awesome year planned ahead for Onlinepethealth, and I really hope that all of you have had some well-deserved downtime, you've recharged, and you are ready for the year. If you're one of those people who love setting goals, please don't forget to take a moment to reflect on last year's achievements. And I want you to celebrate every win, no matter how small. In this podcast, Anae and I chat about the different ways you can add additional sources of income. For me, I love adding in passive income in the form of digital products. The overheads are low, you create something once and then sell it over and over again. And you can automate digital products delivery so that you can earn money while you're actually consulting and practicing, and even while you sleep. So we will be launching something really exciting in the next few weeks that'll help you get started. So keep tuned to find out more. If you're interested in starting an online business, selling digital products, I created a great download for you that explains everything, all the details, and you can get it at onlinepethealth.com/online business. So let's go over to my chat with Anae.
Hi, Meg. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about alternative sources of income for vet rehabbers, which is obviously Megan's area of expertise and passion and what she loves to teach and dive deep into. So as we get started, I actually want to share some of the stats from the Global Vet Rehab Industry Report so that you guys have an idea of what other vet rehabbers are doing, right? So 41% of vet rehabbers have no other source of income other than vet rehab. 46% have one alternative source of income, and 11% had two or more alternative sources of income. And these alternative sources of income included anything unrelated to our industry, working in a complementary industry, lecturing, consulting, so that's different somehow, running an online business, writing, having product sales, and relying on a spouse, and then someone was making money from research. That's really fantastic. I wish we could all be like that. But so those are some of the alternative sources of income that vet rehabbers are using, but it's very small numbers, right? So example, 7% of vet rehabbers run an online business. 4% write as an alternative source of income. 1% of vet rehabbers sell one or more products or have developed their own products to sell. Okay, so that is a little taste of what's in the industry report. Let's talk about alternative sources of income. Meg, why is it important for us as vet rehabbers to have at least one alternative source of income?
Yeah, and I think that COVID really showed us this. Because if you are just relying on your one source, which is your consulting, where you're trading time for money, all right? If there is a situation, and COVID was an example, but anything could happen. Let's say you slip and break your leg, or you hurt your back and you're unable to practice. There are a number of situations that could happen that stop you from actually practicing. And when that happens, you're not actually generating income. And a prime example is actually when you take leave at the end of the year. You know, if you don't have another source of income, as soon as you're not practicing, you're not generating income. And that's one of the reasons I really, really feel that vet rehabbers aren't able to take enough holiday, is because a lot of them are by themselves in a practice. And if they're not working, they're not earning money. And so they take very, very small amounts of leave because they have to keep working because they need the money to be able to live. So obviously with COVID, I think that it fast-tracked a lot of people to start additional income sources, which I think was a good thing. So I think if we had actually taken that vet rehab industry report and we'd done it pre-COVID, I think you would find that a larger percentage of the people were only having one source of income. I think it would have been 70, 80%, and there would have been a smaller amount of people that had an additional source. So there are lots of different ways in which you can make additional money, right? And I mean, it's really like not having all your eggs in one basket. I mean, that's what we're really looking at, because like I said, anything can happen, and it could even be, maybe the place that you're actually renting. So you don't own the place. Maybe the place that you're renting, suddenly you lose your venue. Or let's say you've got a very successful practice, and there's a veterinary practice that is just down the road suddenly opens up a rehab clinic right in competition to you, and they were your main source of referrals. These are situations where having an additional income source is really going to be to your benefit. And so you have money coming in that allows you then to be able to sustain yourself, maybe not fully, but at least partially, until you can reestablish your clinic or find other ways in which to get new clients to be able to sustain yourself and for your practice to be running efficiently.
An injury, Meg. Injury, I think, is also something to consider, because it happens. We fall off our horses and sustain a fracture and then can't work. So I think it's important. It's very important. So let's explore some of the different ways that we can add additional income streams to our practices.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different depending on what type of practice you have. So if you have a mobile practice, maybe we can dive into the two. So you might be mobile and you might have a brick and mortar practice. If you have a brick and mortar practice, you might have a receptionist, or you might have somebody else that's there that would be able to help you if you had a shop. And this was one of the things that I had. So when I first started, I was just practicing, I was just consulting. And when I actually had my clinic, there was a huge area that was a waiting area. And I suddenly thought, well, maybe I should put some things in there that people could buy that would be useful to them. And I opened up a shop, which I expanded. And that was a huge additional source of income. And we used to have people that would come just to buy things from the shop. And it wasn't in competition with the veterinary practice that was next door, because we were renting from them. So we had to be I had to be very careful that I didn't stock things that would, impact on them, because that wouldn't work with our rental agreements. And so I was selling things that other veterinary practices weren't. And these were things like help 'em up harnesses. I was selling sticky paws, toe grips, things that other normal veterinary practice wouldn't stock, but what all my patients needed. I had harnesses for Dachshunds. I had wheelchairs that I was selling. I had wheelchairs that I used to rent. And then I had a source of holistic dog foods, lots of joint supplements and different sort of holistic type of supplements. And these are the things that other vet practices would actually send their clients to my practice to actually buy. So if a dog needed a harness, they would come in and say, I need a harness. And what would generally tend to happen is they would come in, buy the harness, and then my receptionist would say, well, you should actually think about doing underwater treadmill and having acupuncture. And then they'd be like, oh, I'll chat to my vet. And then the vet would refer them. So just having that clinic, that shop attached with my clinic was an additional source of income, but also actually a driver of new patients.
I love that. I think that's really valuable. What are some of the challenges that come with having a shop? Because that can feel a little bit overwhelming. You need to have stock and inventory. And what are some of the challenges with that?
Yeah, so you do need to maintain stock, and also obviously having the cash flow to be able to pay for a lot of those products that are sitting on your shelf. And then sometimes with the dog food and that, you got to make sure that it's not expiring, that you're actually selling it before it's expiring. And some of the supplements exactly the same. So you got to choose products which are going to move off your shelf. Some of the companies that actually sell the products, so you can get a lot of those products through distributors, some of them from the actual company themselves. Some of the companies will actually give those products to you and actually put them on the shelf and sell and only when you sell them do you actually pay them money. That is a little bit of a nightmare to maintain, because you have to keep, making sure that what's sold, what is the stock take, and at the end of the month, somebody has to work that out. So I did that a few times. It's called buy it on or get it on consignment. And to be honest, at the end, I actually decided no more consignments. It was great in the beginning because I didn't have the cash flow, but it was just too much to organize and make sure that at the end of the month, I'd paid the correct amount, and then somebody would sell something and then they'd bring it back, and then you paid for it and you had to work out what you paid for, what you haven't. So for me, it's actually easier to get something on a 30-day account. And that's a great way to be able to sell products, because you only pay after 30 days. So you order the products and you only pay the next month. And that can really help with the cash flow. Not all companies will do that though. So sometimes you will have to literally pay for the products when you buy them. So you have to have a little bit of cash flow for them. But the additional money that you make, and if you're choosing products that are moving off your shelf quickly, it is definitely worthwhile. It is a little bit more hassle, but you must remember what happens is if you're in a consult and you're treating a patient, somebody comes in and purchases a harness, let's say, that additional income that you made when you actually weren't, it wasn't your time for money. And I think this is one of the things that we really got to look at, is that we have a certain amount of time where we can generate income, and we don't have more time. So once you've tapped out your time in a day or in a week, and you're generating a certain amount of income, you're not going to be able to increase that income unless you increase your prices or you decrease your expenses. Most of the time, our expenses are what they are. We're not actually excessively expending on things, and we can increase our prices to a degree. But there is going to be a point where the only way you can generate more income is by adding in other sources of income. And the shop is a great way to do it if you have a brick and mortar. Now, if you have a mobile clinic, you can still sell those products. You can carry them around with you. You can have stock, which you can keep at home. Another way that you can do it is to actually have that as an online shop. And so when I first started, it started out as just a shop. And then what I did is I put that as an online shop. So then I had people that were all over the country that were purchasing products from my online shop. And it was a little bit of, you do need to have another person to manage that, because you'll have to courier or post the product to them. But at the end of the day, we would, my receptionist would just go out once and she would just courier whatever products had to go out. And that was an expense that we had to take on, the courier, because we would charge that on the online shop, right? The clients would purchase that. But that started to expand the amounts of sales that we had, obviously, and the reach that we had, because even when you're mobile and you're selling to your current clients, or you're a brick and mortar, you are restricted geographically as to who can come into your shop. You go online now anywhere in the country, and at times we actually even sent product to Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. So I sold to 2 countries because they had no access to those kind of products.
Okay, I love that. So there are ways to do the online thing if you're mobile. What about if you don't want to carry stock, but you are recommending specific products? So can you do, is there value in doing like an affiliateship where you're recommending specific things and you're sending clients somewhere to buy those things? Because then the benefit is you don't have to carry stock, you don't have to manage that, and you don't have expenses attached to it. But how much are you getting out of an affiliateship versus carrying and selling products?
Yeah, so you're definitely going to make more out of selling the products yourself. But as you say, there is that cash flow that you need, somebody to manage it, somebody to to do the shipping and the couriers and posting and all of that. So another way, there are two different ways that you can do it. The one is to collaborate with somebody that's already doing it. So you could send them clients and they would fulfill the shipping for you, right? So a prime example of how people do this is in the t-shirt world. So you can actually create a t-shirt design, and like there's a company called Spreadshirt where you, and we actually do this. So we have Vet Rehabbers Never Stop Learning t-shirts, and we sell those, and you purchase that on our website. But what actually happens is it actually gets connected to Spreadshirt, and Spreadshirt will print it and send it to the vet rehabber that's bought it. And so there are other companies that you could potentially do this with. And some of them you might have to, verbally have an agreement, say, listen, I really want to promote your products. I don't want to stock them. Is there a way? You've already got an online shop. Is there a way that I could, just send the people to you and you would do the fulfillment, and you could have an agreement as to how much, you would make out of that? And this is very similar to if you're an affiliate to another company. So companies often have like referral partners, and then what happens is you get an affiliate link, and that link you share. And so you could have on your website a page that could say, here is a whole lot of products which I recommend. And you could have a picture, for example, of a Help Him Up harness with a link to buy now, and it takes them directly to the other website, which is maybe a products website. It could be Amazon, depending on where you are in the world. And when the person purchases there, that affiliate link tags you in, and then you get a percentage of the profits. And the percentages can vary. So, for example, with Amazon, you can have anything from like 3% to 40%, depending on the type of product. And then different companies sometimes will say you get 25% or you get 30% for everyone that you refer. And so what you really need to do is look at all the products that you are already referring, because a lot of vet rehabbers will recommend Help 'em Up harnesses, they'll recommend toe grips, all these products, and they'll say, oh, you can just go to Amazon and get them. You could actually rather send them your affiliate link, and then you could make some commission. So sometimes those won't be a massive amount of money, but they will add up over the month and over the year to, a few $1,000s, or, depending on what currency you're in. But if you add it all up, you actually can earn some money out of it, whereas you wouldn't have earned that before.
And I mean, that's, working smarter, right? You're already recommending the product. Why not make a little bit out of it? I think and it's a good way to dip your toe into some alternative things if you're not really ready to spend a lot of time and a lot of energy, and if you feel a bit resistant to it, right? It's like, I don't want to go into the online world. It's daunting. It's not who I am. A lot of us feel that way. So I think that's a good way to just dip your toe in and get a feeling for it. Awesome. So Meg, what are your favorite additional income streams to explore? What have you done over the last year that has added additional income streams? Because this is something Meg does all the time. It's very fun.
Yeah, so for me, I really like digital products. Sure, you can buy products that are physical products and sell them, but you have to purchase that product. So there's the cash flow thing that you have to buy that product. And I really feel there is a massive market that is missing for veterinary overall, not just vet rehabbers. And I think what happens is a lot of people think there is one person doing this topic, osteoarthritis or whatever, and they're selling a book or they're selling a course or whatever. So I can't do that. And it's so wrong. They're so wrong. There are billions of pet owners in the world that are like seeking the information that all of you guys have, the knowledge that you have. And a lot of us also think, a lot of people will think, I don't, and I'm talking now from experience, because I've been helping a lot of vet rehabbers start online businesses, and they'll just be like, I don't really have anything to share. And you've got so much to share. You've got so much knowledge, and you can help people and their pets. So I love the digital products because all you have to do is create them once. And there is obviously a time cost for that. They're relatively easy to create yourself. I mean, you can create an ebook in Canva. You don't need a designer. I've got ebook templates, which I give to vet rehabbers, but you could literally go into Canva and use one of their ebook templates and create something yourself, and very, very cheaply. So using softwares and things, sell them. It doesn't cost a lot of money per month, and be able to sell them online. And you create it once and you can sell that 1,000 times. And so that's what I love about digital products, is that create them once and keep selling them and keep helping people and animals all over the world, And like I said before, when you go online, you don't have that geographical restriction. And it's the same, when you're selling digital products, and you can sell and help people all over the world. Doesn't matter where they are, as long as they have, the problem that you are solving, that's their problem. You can help them no matter where they are. So there are different types of digital products. For me, the ones that I've been creating over this year have been ebooks. I love ebooks. They're low ticket sales. So for example, I have an ebook which I created that is a done for you product. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. But it's basically a product that helps people start their online businesses. And it's like 50 something pages. And it teaches you over 30 days. If you're a person who just wants to say, like, I just want to start maybe selling 1 or 2 ebooks, this product literally teaches you exactly what to do. But the product itself, you could actually sell on if you wanted to. And so I'm going to get into that. There are different types of products that you can sell. So you can either create your own digital products, so yourself, or you can sell other people's products. Another product which I've created is the Insta Growth Guide. So I have been diving really deep into Instagram and working out how to monetize your Instagram, basically. So for you vet rehabbers out there, if you are on Instagram for your practice, if you have additional online digital products that you sell, you can use your Instagram to grow a bigger following. You can still promote your practice, but you can also start selling an ebook or something like that to get extra income. So I want to go back to the different ways in which you can create digital products. So either yourself, all right, and that takes a little bit more time to create your own. You have to be quite clear about who your target audience is, what are their pain points and what are their problems, and how you're going to solve it. And so if you're down that line already, where you know exactly what niche you're going to go into, and then you can easily start creating your own digital products. People get stuck here though, because they get stuck at what their niche is, and then exactly what to create and how to create it. So it does take time, but I think that's probably the path that most veterinary professionals are going to want to go down eventually. But a good way to get into it, and as you were saying earlier, if you're not really sure if you want to get into digital products, is to actually sell other people's products. And so we've spoken about selling other people's physical products as an affiliate. You can sell other people's digital products as an affiliate, but there's also another sort of realm of products, which, to be honest, have actually been out there for quite a while, but I've only been introduced to them this year. And I think it's from my time in sort of exploring more about Instagram and how other people are monetizing their Instagram. Because, when I've been looking now at Instagram, I was really trying to analyze other people's accounts and how exactly they're selling and what the things that are working for them. And in doing that, I stumbled across this other realm of selling other people's products. And there are 2 different types of products that you can sell. So the one is one that has something called master resale rights. And that means that you basically purchase the digital product, and you can then, once you've purchased it, you can learn everything from it, and then you can sell it on to somebody else for 100% of the profits. Right? So that's the one different type. The other one is something called private label rights. And that's where you basically buy a product, you can learn everything from it. But this is the crazy thing. And I remember reading this thinking, this doesn't sound right. Why would somebody do this? But I understand now why they would. Is you basically can edit it, you can rebrand it, you can put your name on it, and then you can sell it as if it's your own for 100% of the profits. And the reason that people do this is because they want to help other people to be able to start online businesses and to generate passive income, because they know that that is the biggest place that people get stuck, is creating their own digital products, because it is a longer journey to do that, and you have to be a whole lot more clearer. So I hope I explained that well. Those are the different ways in which you can get into creating digital products. So I'm going to just summarize again. So you can either, one, create your own. Number two, you can sell other people's. You can do it either as an affiliate, or products that have master resale rights, or products that have private label rights.
Okay, so the private label rights, does that mean okay, so let's talk about an ebook, right? You buy the ebook and then you change it to make it look like your own, and then you sell it. Is that how that works?
Yes.
That's
And
interesting.
yeah, so and I think what a lot of people question about this is they want to know whether, like, somehow is it some multi-level marketing scheme? So the person that is selling it, how do they gain from it? And I think this is probably one of the biggest questions that people have. And the person that sells it obviously just gains that initial purchase, right? But they don't gain anything else besides knowing that they're helping somebody else to be able to start their online business. And that's generally where it's come from. It's come from that person being a person that's wanting to help other people. So I get a lot of questions about this. So I have one private label rights product at the moment, which is basically it's a done for you product where you literally can purchase it. You can learn everything. And as I said earlier, it's about how to start your online business, and you can edit it and sell it. And, that product is a product which loads of vet professionals have been purchasing. And people say, well, what happens if I don't want to get into the niche of online business? The product itself is actually what you're purchasing. And I think this is probably what you have to realize, is that you yourself can either learn from it, or you're going to be purchasing it to sell it on. So there are two reasons that you're going to purchase it. And you might purchase it to learn and sell on. Some people, and a lot of the vet professionals and vet rehabbers that have purchased this product, are not planning on selling it on. They're literally purchasing the product to learn from it. And then what they're doing is they are creating their own products and using the information from there to sell some of their other products.
Awesome. So Meg, we're going to do some of these, right, for vet rehabbers, because this is a big challenge for us as a profession. It's hard to create that content. It's hard we're not all writers. We're not all savvy in this area. And so we're going to be creating some of these products and making them available to you guys so that you can either, and I think there's more that you can do with it, right? So if you buy the product, you can either resell it, or you can share it as information with your clients to support them, to provide additional education and support, or you can use it as a way to draw in new clients. And all of those are valuable, and all of those have different places and different spaces, but we're talking about income streams here. So that would be the primary thing that you could do with it from this conversation. So Meg, how is that going to work, and what is that going to look like for our vet rehabbers?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things that I've really picked up is that, we don't have a lot of time. Our consults take a lot of time, when we're running a practice, whether it's mobile or brick and mortar, to create content like this, to create, whether it's blog posts or to create PDF giveaways. We don't have time to create that. And a lot of vet rehabbers have been wanting to create them, and they've tried to. They just literally have not been able to complete it because of the limiting factor of time. And so this is why we have decided, okay, well, let us create these for you, all right? And so what would happen is you would purchase this PDF, and you would then be getting a link, which is a specific link for that PDF that goes into Canva for you to be able to edit that PDF, to be able to put your own logo in, to put your name on it. You can read it, you can edit it, you can use it exactly how it is, or you can add things into it. It's up to you. You can change the images, put your image there, put images of your clinic there, whatever you want, you can change it, or you can use it exactly how it is, just with your logo on it. And once you've done that, you will download that PDF from Canva, and then you'll be able to sell it on either as an additional income source, or you could use it as information just for your clients. So maybe you want to share information about that specific topic, whether it's osteoarthritis or you've got, whatever the topic is, or you can use it as what's called a lead magnet. And so this is a great way to try and get people from social media onto your email list. And then you can email them, whether it be newsletters or a series of emails, basically showing all the services that you offer and the problems that you solve. And if one of those people is your ideal target audience, then they will come to you, to your practice, or maybe buy additional digital products that you have. So you can purchase it and do whatever you want with it, really. You could even print it. And we used to actually have this in my clinic. We used to write newsletters and a lot of information in there. And we would put those newsletters into a flip file, and we used to put it in our waiting room. And it would be something that our clients would sit and just flip through and look at all the newsletters and read. And a lot of them were like blogs. So you could put those into a flip file in your waiting room for people to read information. So there are lots of things that you can do with it. And we really are excited about this, or I'm really excited about this for this year. I really feel like this is going to be a huge help to vet rehabbers. And we will share more information about exactly how you can use that. And share exactly, if you want to sell it, how you can sell it. So we'll be sharing all that information with you. So guys, just keep your eyes peeled on all our social media and keep listening to the podcast, because we'll definitely be sharing when we launch that. It's going to be soon.
It's coming soon. But I mean, we have been sharing resources with vet rehabbers for years, right? If we think of some of the favorites have been like the hip dysplasia poster. And the exciting thing is that those resources that we've been sharing with you guys, mostly for free, so they're all available. And if you want to have a look at them, maybe pop us a message and ask about specific ones. But the hip dysplasia poster, you can download that, print that out, put that up in your practice, or share it as it is with your clients. The problem is that it has our branding on it. So for your benefit and for your clients' benefit, we're not interested in drawing your clients in, but it is our information, right? So this means this way you buy that over from us and you make it your own. And in that way, when you share it with clients, it becomes a drawing card that draws them back to you. So you might end up then having them share that with a family member or a friend and show them this information that you've given them, which is really awesome. And that brings new clients to you. So I think it's really a natural next step for us to be able to support you guys in this way, with products that you're going to be able to make your own to support your clients. And if I think about, people getting stuck in that first space where they're not sure what they should be sharing and what they should be talking about, what comes up for me is that, what are you talking about over and over with your clients? What do you find they don't understand or they need to learn more about? Those are the things that you should create a product about, right? For example, you treat horses and you prescribe a lot of pole work exercises, but there's so much that goes into pole work. It isn't just a quick conversation with your clients. There are nuances, there's more information. And so you could write a whole ebook on pole work exercises so that they have, from the beginning to the end, all the variations, everything is in one book. And then you use that as a reference point and you say, okay, it's time to progress. Let's move on to this exercise, or exercise number 25, or, it becomes a way to make it easier for you to continue to progress your patients, as well as, making sure that they really understand the foundation of why you're prescribing pole work. How can it go wrong? how can it go right? When should they progress or not progress? When should they call you and say something's not going right? So that's an example, right? Anything where you're finding you get stuck with your clients. And I want to encourage you guys, let us know what those things are and what it is that you want to be teaching. And maybe we can help create those products for you to then resell, rebrand, make your own. That's what we're here for. We'd love to do that for you.
Yeah, awesome. I think, the thing that people get stuck with is they actually don't know what niche they want to go into. And I think in the beginning, if you're like wanting to start an Instagram page that, specifically for that niche, then you can worry about all of that. Like, I think just for general practice, like you say, just create things right now that are going to solve your clients' problems. If you want to go bigger into the online world and actually build a huge following around a specific niche, then you can worry about the niche. So right now, your advice is great. Just focus on the current problems that your clients have, that you're helping them with, that you could probably give them additional information, and because you don't have enough time in your consult, you do. So those clients would, so just start selling to your actual current clients. You can create these to help them for your practice. So not necessarily sell, but you could also sell that to other people. So that's one thing that, you could do, is you actually create products which your clients then benefit from. But if they're not your clients, they can purchase it online. That's another additional income source. And that's a benefit to being your client. They get all that extra additional information.
Yeah, I really love that. And I think doing something like this is also going to help. It's going to help you figure out and draw out who your actual niche client is. Because if we don't know, it's very hard to make that decision or to make decisions around that. But when we start creating things like this, it becomes clearer and it becomes more obvious who is attracted to us, who are we attracted to, who do we love working with, and where do we get the best outcomes, because we have that connection with the client that helps achieve that, and I like that. I think when we're lecturing and when we're creating these extra products, the moment we step a little bit outside of our comfort zone and create something new and support our clients in a new way, it highlights who our ideal client is. It helps us make those next steps and continue on this journey. So it is okay to not have all the answers in the beginning. It's hard. We're not generally business savvy people, but just taking that first step into a space can help clarify it.
Yeah, I just want to say, you guys are welcome to follow me. I have a separate Instagram account for this. It's Passive Income Veterinarian. So I share loads of tips and advice. And for those of you that are actually wanting to start an online business, whether you want to create your own products, whether you want to sell other people's products, I have got lots of resources for you. I have an online course called the Online Business Kickstarter, which will help you. It literally tells you step by step what you need to do. So I'm here to support you guys with your online businesses.
Thank you so much, Meg. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. Guys, I hope that's inspired you as we step into the new year. I don't think we said Happy New Year in the beginning, so Happy New Year. We hope that 2024 is an amazing year for you, where you're going to smash your goals. You're going to go above and beyond in your business. You're going to have amazing patient outcomes. Yes, let us know how else we can support you and how else we can be there for you guys to help you be the best vet rehabbers that you can be. Thank you, Meg. Have a great day.
Thanks, Anae. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I load a new podcast. I'm here every week talking to vet rehab therapists from all over the world about all things vet rehab. Don't forget to bookmark the next Vet Rehab Summit on Saturday, the 31st of August, 2024. Come and be a part of the world's largest online veterinary rehabilitation conference created specifically for you, the vet rehabber community. Onlinepethealth members get VIP complimentary access to the Vet Rehab Summit. For more information about continuing education for vet rehabbers, you can go to onlinepethealth.com.